Chapter 1, The Manager and Management Accounting. Part 2 of 3. Now, managers of companies large and small must understand how revenues and costs behave, or they risk losing control of the performance of the firm. So in this presentation, we're going to look at describing the functions in the value chain and identifying the dimensions of performance the customers are expecting of companies. And remember, the reason why this is important to you is because you are the management accountant, and you can think of yourself as like the financial support for the company, okay, on the inside. And we'll also explain the 5-step decision-making process and its role in management accounting. Now, customers demand much more than just a fair price. They expect quality products delivered in a timely manner. And you know yourself how your expectations have really changed. Like if something is supposed to be delivered today and it isn't, you know, I go ballistic. I mean, that'll be the last time I'll buy from the company. So that experience is the value derived from purchasing a particular product or service. The value chain is the sequence of business functions by which a product is made progressively more useful to customers. So the whole process, it starts out in research and development, goes to product design, it's produced, it's marketed, distributed, and then it's taken care of in some way for the life of the product. Okay, that is the value chain. So we're trying to add value along each one of these dimensions. As a management accountant, you could work to support any of these or all of these, depending on like the size of the company. Okay. Oops. Here's a good exhibit of it. This is by Michael Porter. This is the value chain. He was a professor at Harvard that invented this or developed the model, let's say, I would say 1970, 1980, something like that. So it's, oh geez, it's been 40 years already. It's been a long time. Now this administration piece is you, okay? We are in here, and the rest of it adds value. So research and development, design, production, marketing, these are all directly related to the product. Okay, but administration includes accounting, human resources, information technology, and it supports as a support function for all of these value-added activities. Okay, and this is in your textbook. Actually, it's in a lot of textbooks. Customer relationship management, you may have heard of CRM software. Salesforce is a popular CRM software. Take a look at that and see at the functions that it includes. CRM is a strategy, though, that integrates people and technology in all business functions to deepen relationships with customers, partners, distributors. So that is the larger value chain. Okay, the value chain that starts out with in this case, it's starting out with yourself, okay, and it goes to your customers, partners you're involved with, and then say distributor networks. Okay, CRM initiatives use technology to coordinate all customer-facing activities. Okay, and design and production activities necessary to products to customers. I think that's get. Okay. Now, to increase the efficiency in these areas, in other words, increase performance and reduce cost, suppliers may be asked to deliver small quantities of material frequently instead of larger shipments. Okay, it might be more cost effective, but for other parts of the supply chain, you want them in small bites. Okay, so the supply chain describes the flow of goods, services, and information from the initial sources of materials, services, and information to their delivery, regardless of whether they occur in one organization or multiple organizations. So the supply chain is generally includes a larger group. Okay, so these are the production and distribution functions in the value chain. Okay, that's how it fits off. So if we go back to the supply chain here, here's production. Okay, the supply chain is included within this. All right, so this is the whole value chain where we're increasing value of our product to the customer, and then production involves supply chain. Like you can get a degree in supply chain management at USF. Okay, here's an example of it. This is this is a cola bottling company. All right, and they've got the bottling company here, and these are the suppliers of non-concentrate materials and services. Non-concentrate. In other words, bottles. Okay? All right? So that's the supply chain. Now, key success factors are really an interesting thing, and if you ever have the good fortune to get involved in a strategic analysis for a company, you'll work on these key success factors, because these are they can be financial, but frequently they're non-financial indicators of whether we're delivering what we said we were going to deliver, okay, to increase value to our customers. So we've got cost and efficiency. Managers must understand the activities that cause costs to arise, as well as monitor the marketplace to determine the prices customers are willing to pay. Okay? For quality, customers expect high levels of quality. TQM, Total Quality Management, is an integrative philosophy of management for continuously improving the quality of products and processes. Okay? Now, time. Two important dimensions of time are new product development time and customer response time. Okay, so we pay attention to time all over the place. For innovation, a constant flow of innovative products or services is the basis for the ongoing success in a company. And again, when you think of Apple, all right, you've got to give Apple credit for innovation. I mean, my AirPods are about the best thing I've ever owned. Okay, and finally, sustainability is becoming increasingly important because we've used everything up. That's the development and implementation of strategies to achieve long-term financial, social, and environmental goals. All right, and sustainability in the face of COVID-19 is critical. If you think of restaurants, what they're doing now is giving takeout. Okay. Now, management accountants help managers track the key success factors of their firms as well as those of their competitors. Just think these factors are not traced generally in the financial systems that we use to develop financial statements. They might have separate little programs all over the place that you've got to access to put information together. So competitive information serves as a benchmark managers use to continuously improve their operations. So sustainability is intensifying because more investors care about it, that they find that sustainability goals attract and inspire employees, particularly people from your age group. Customers prefer products of companies with good sustainable records, and they boycott companies with poor sustainability records. Okay, or companies that are cruel to their employees. All right, we really won't even buy from them. Now, society and activist non-governmental organizations monitor the sustainability performance of firms, and they take legal action against those that violate these laws. All right, and there are websites that track sustainability performance and actually rate it. Okay, the last thing we had to look at here was decision making. And these are the 5 steps in the decision making process in planning and control. Okay, the first 4 of these steps, these first 4 are all planning. So identifying the problem, obtain information, make predictions, and make a decision. This is all part of your plan. Okay, so the decision is part of the plan. Implementation is control. Okay, implement the decision, evaluate performance, and learn. That's control. But these first 4 are planning. Okay, on this slide we see some of the details of the 4 steps that comprise the planning part of the system. And as you can see, in these 4 steps, we decide on the organization's goals, including actions that are required for success and estimated outcomes, as well as communication to the organization. Okay? Now, the budget is your most important tool for planning. So control comprises taking actions, evaluating performance, and providing feedback. So that's like a variance analysis. Okay, that's a control feature. The most important planning tool when implementing strategy is the budget. That's the quantitative expression of your plan. This is what management planned to do, and the budget is the the quantitative measure of it. And finally, we've got 3 guidelines shown that management accountants help they help management to provide information that's needed for decision making. See, that's the difference between financial and managerial accounting, is that we're really looking at decisions. We use a cost benefit approach. Okay, the cost, of course, the benefits should exceed the cost. Behavioral and technical considerations recognize that management is primarily a human activity, and what we're trying to do is help individuals do their job better. And finally, managers use alternative ways to compare costs in different situations because there are different costs for different purposes. Okay, we need to do some problems though.